Okay, for this last example, let's check for greatest common factor. So they do not share an x. 9 and 16 do not share a common factor, so no GCF. So you could do star method. You would have to put a 0 in the top because the middle term is missing, and then you'd still need to multiply the 9 times the 16, which is 144, which has a lot of factors, which is fine. You can totally do that. Or we could recognize that 9 and 16 are both perfect squares. We should be very, very comfortable with our perfect squares now. And use the shortcut of 1 positive and 1 negative to make the middle term cancel out. So again, if you notice this shortcut, that's great. If not, star method with divide and slide will still work as long as you put the 0 at the top and as long as you divide by the 9. Okay, but I would really, really love for you guys to start recognizing these perfect square shortcuts. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So this time, I didn't do divide and slide, so I don't have the shortcut of seeing, well, undo the divide and all that. So I'm going to have to go, when in doubt, solve the two-step equation. So 3x plus 4 equals 0. Solving the two-step equation. Minus 4 divide by 3. So x is going to be negative 4/3, which makes sense. It was plus, so it should be negative. And then I undid the plus to make it negative, and then I undid the multiplication with division. Now, here is the cool thing about this parenthesis being the same, just with an opposite sign. It's still going to be 4/3, except this time I'd add the 4 over before I divided by the 3. So you could solve the whole other two-step equation. There would be not a thing wrong with that. Again, when in doubt, solve the two-step equation. You'll always hear me say that. The only difference is you'd add the 4, then divide by the 3. So another little shortcut for you. But again, when in doubt, solve the two-step equation. All right, we're going to check this one last one on Desmos. So I'm going to need the decimal versions of these. It's better as fractions because it's more exact. But since Desmos doesn't work with fractions, I have to do the decimal equivalent. So negative 1.3 repeating. So let's go over to Desmos. Let's type this in. Y equals 9x squared minus 16. I'm going to zoom in on them a little bit. There's your positive 1.33 and your negative 1.33. So negative 4/3, positive 4/3.